there are a lot of times on this path where you're not feeling it. Where you're not feeling connected to the universe. You're not feeling present. You're not feeling conscious, spiritual, aligned, anything of this nature. You're probably feeling pretty crap, pretty low, pretty depressed. Maybe in your own way. And what do you do, man, when you're in a state like this? What do you do when you're completely in your own way? Well, the answer is trust in the universe. Trust in your higher self. Because I'm going to be completely real with you, man. There are times on this path that you feel so low, so paralyzed by ego and mind and contracted energy. You don't feel like doing anything. You feel like you can't do anything, right? You literally feel paralyzed. And when it's like this, man, there's not much that you can do in terms of the will, in terms of your, you can't force it, man, can you, right? You've got to do something else. You've got to, and you can be trying to let go of that, and even that's going to be hard. I'm talking about when you're really stuck. What do you do then, brother? Well, in my experience, man, when you're stuck at that level, the only thing that there is left is God. It's spirituality, it's presence. And again, I've already said, you might not be feeling present. You might not even be feeling connected to God or your higher self. That's okay. But it's still there, though. It's just very, very subtle. So, what you've got to do is trust that subtle feeling, that subtle presence. It's so small, but it's always there. And you know it's always there because you can ask yourself this question: am I aware? Am I alive right now? Am I conscious of my experience? If the answer is yes, which it always will be, you have God. There will be times when the ego is in control, and you're like, I barely recognize myself. I feel like such an ego right now. Sure, be that way. But underneath that, man, is God. And that's who you connect with. That's what you connect with when you're stuck, when you feel like crap. You trust in the universe. You trust in your higher self. You trust in God. In these moments, man, there's not a lot of action to do sometimes. A lot of the time you'll just feel like you can't do anything. That's okay. Let yourself be in that state. A good test of your spirituality is, can you let yourself be in a really low state and kind of just like, I'm going to sit with this. I'm going to sit with this. Can you do that, brother? I think you can. It's actually not really doing anything. It's just sitting. Sitting, waiting, and trusting. It takes very high consciousness to trust like this. Because notice, if you see people with high ego and they're in a really crappy low state, they're trying to resist it. Whereas the wise person, man, they accept it. They stay with that. They take a moment for themselves. Maybe they sit on their own. They lie down somewhere comfortable and they just say, you know what, I'm going to need some time just to find myself again. And that's all this is, man. You're just finding yourself again. You're letting your low consciousness pass so that you can find yourself again. That's what you do, man. So if you feel stuck, if you ever feel stuck, man, what you do is you allow that. And then you trust in the universe. You do, man. And it works. It works. And honestly, man, every single time I've ever trusted in the universe, ever, in my whole life, it's worked remarkably well. Whereas every time I've tried to force something, especially something like this, where it's almost like a test. It's like, I'm going to give you this really low, shitty state. What are you going to do with it? And in a certain sense, man, there is a degree of usefulness in forcing your way out. If you need to work out, if you need to go out for a run, if you need to get through some work and you're feeling like, sure, man, there's utility in that. But for the most part, man, You want to be using your own intelligence and consciousness. You want to have it on your own side. You want to leverage your own spirituality. And in order to do that, in order to do that, man, it's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite of what you think or what your mind thinks. Because, dude, it's God. It's not ego. Okay? It's your true self. So, what's the opposite then? Slow down, be still, be calm, trust, and be conscious. That's what you do. And if nothing else is working, man, you just sit, take some good breaths, deep breaths, and you let that shit pass. And it will. Because it always does. That's what you do, man. That's what you do. Okay, brother. That's it for me, man. Use this because you're going to be hit with some ego. You're going to be hit with some low energy. You're going to be hit with some low consciousness states. You're going to be hit with some crap from somewhere, man. Probably from your own mind. Well, it's always from your own mind, but you know what I mean. Okay? Give this a go, man. Trust. Do your best. And good luck, man. Peace.